Hi everyone, my name is Yanelis and I'm here to show you a fun activity you can do with your students to represent the layers of the atmosphere in a visual way. And you will need a clear container. Now this is a vase, but you can use anything that is clear. You can use water bottles, 2-liter bottles, 1-liter bottles, a smaller container, something that is clear that would be easily represented when you put your layers in. You will also need scissors, tape, and construction paper. You will need brown, orange, blue, green, red, and yellow construction paper. The first thing you're going to do is cut all of your construction paper. So you'll cut each strip up a bunch of strips like this. Then you'll scrunch up your construction paper and it would look something like this. After you scrunch up all your construction paper, you will use the brown first. You will place it in your container. Now you don't have to cut all of the construction paper. You could use just half of it or just some of the construction paper. I used all of the construction paper for mine because it's a big container. So that's the first layer, is the earth. The second layer is the troposphere, and I used orange construction paper for this. And this layer represents where we are on Earth, and this also represents the clouds and where the weather is controlled. So in this layer, the weather is controlled. And so I have my construction paper already scrunched up, cut and scrunched up. Place it in my container, and then looks like that. The next layer is the stratosphere. And the stratosphere is where the planes fly, and it is also just above the clouds. And I used blue for this layer. And again, I have it already scrunched up. So that's the stratosphere. The next layer above the stratosphere is the mesosphere. And not much is known about the mesosphere because planes aren't able to reach this layer. It's also one of the coldest layers. This one, I used green for this layer. Place it in my container. So after that layer, you would use red construction paper, and this represents the thermosphere. And the thermosphere layer is one of the warmest layers, and it's also where the Earth satellites are contained. So here's my red thermosphere layer. So the next layer is the exosphere, and this is a very thin layer just above the thermosphere, and this is where the Earth's layer blends into space. So I used yellow for this layer, so you won't need too much because it's a thin layer. So here's a little bit more. So there you have your layers of the atmosphere. The next thing you will do is label your parts. This is very important to do because you want to make sure you know what each part is. And you can use a permanent marker to label it on your container, or you could use paper and pencil or paper and pen and tape it on there. I decided to type mine out, and then I just printed them so I could tape them on here. But you don't need to if you don't want to. And depending on your classroom, if you're in a classroom when you're doing this activity, you may not have all your students may not have access to them. So if you would like, you could have all these printed out already if you want them to have a cleaner look to it. So in the end, all your parts will be labeled, and that is the layers of the atmosphere activity. I hope you guys enjoy.